Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to reconcile, well, not really reconcile. I just want to show you guys how we did for the month of May. May was honestly absolute garbage. I have no words to explain May, like none at all. My camera broke, my big guy, my DSLR, so it's in the shop, but they're not fixing it because they don't have the part, so I'm gonna have to pick it up, wait for them to get the part, or purchase the part myself, then take it back and then they'll repair it. We lost my husband's memory card, the big one, so we had to replace it. My memory card broke because that's why my camera, the SD card slot, like it messed up my memory card. It literally like ripped my memory card apart when I was trying to get it out, and so I need a new SD card slot. So my memory card was trashed, so we had to buy a new memory card. My nieces were here, of course, and we were living our best lives. It was their first time coming here to visit me solo. Like I went and met their mom halfway and brought them back, and they spent a month in total, and we just lived our best lives, and we did everything that you shouldn't do when you're on a budget, a strict budget. Yeah, so we pretty much lived our best lives. We went shopping numerous times, and we just did a whole bunch of spending. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. And I think to top it off, I had to prep for an emergency trip home because my friend's partner of 15 years, aka half of our lives, was suddenly killed. So that was something that was taking place in May. Also in May, graduations. I still need to send out more gifts because I would have been going to a lot of graduations, but COVID. And then of course we passed out gift cards to all the graduating seniors in the community. We co-adopted a senior. My husband's cell phone was stolen, and we use prepaid, which means that we have to own our phones. So we had to search and buy him a new phone. I did get a raise in May. I can go on and on and on, don't get me wrong, about the great things that took place in May, but I just want to preface this by saying, I don't even remember the results for May, but I feel like I want to share those with you guys, so that is what we're going to do. So if you're interested in seeing how we did for the month of May, then please keep watching. Okay, so as previously mentioned, May was out of control. I don't have any words except I'm kind of like okay with it. I don't really have any other words other than it is what it is, pretty much. So May was crazy. I'm gonna talk about how crazy May was, where our money went, how much we brought in, all of that good stuff, and we're just gonna get down to the nitty gritty. So what I'm gonna be doing, because I have lost or misplaced my budget planner, I've looked for it for hours, I don't know where it is. I want to get this video out of the way, so I'm just gonna put screenshots over here and we'll just walk through the budget that way. Okay, so first up, for income, we brought in almost $9,500, $9,464. We did get stimulus checks, we got raises, we got refunds from Ticketmaster, all of that good stuff. Yes, like the business side of things, the income has been cut, but really it kind of like evens itself out, because although ad revenue is cut during this time and influencers and creators are earning less because of it, it's kind of like even out for us because we randomly got raises. So therefore income was pretty consistent for what it normally is. Pretty much it just was more because of stimulus checks and stuff like that. So that's how much we brought in for income. Next up, we have our mortgage, which was as budgeted. Our security was less, and that is because I got a $50 credit, and that's because I was technically referred by my friend to Vivint, and I have a referral code too if you ever need it. So that's why, like, I got $50 off, like a credit to my account, and she did too, or they did too. So we ended up paying $1.47 as opposed to $51.47. Electricity was as budgeted, phone bill was as budgeted, cable internet came in under, and that's because I didn't exactly know how much it was going to be whenever I initially created the budget, or really even after that, because I didn't know what the credit situation was going to look like. So they gave us a credit basically, and they applied it to our account, and so that's why our bill came in under at $83.36. Typically is $130, so just in case anybody was wondering, I would say $83.36 is fairly cheap for cable and internet, but yeah, that's not how much we paid. We paid nearly $130, and water and sewer came in at $53. For my allowance, I am over. For my husband's allowance, he is over. For beauty, we actually came in under. So I got a hairstyle, my hair done, not this one, another style, which was $100. And then we spent $37 on Walmart and Dollar General for beauty related products. For donations and gifts, we are way over budget, which is fine. That's one category. That and food/dates, we don't really have a problem with overspending. We try not to. We really do put our best foot forward. But at the end of the day, if we want to pick up a tab at, you know, dinner and put that under donations/gifts, or even food/dates, sometimes we'll throw it under there. Or if we want to give, or if we want to go on an extra date, even though we didn't plan for it, if we want to go on an impromptu date and any of that is going to take us over budget, we'll live with it. We'll deal with the consequences, because giving and hanging out together brings us joy, or they bring us joy. So for donations/gifts, you're not seeing all of it. We actually spend like way more than this on donations/gifts, but I try to budget at the beginning of the month a decent amount for donations/gifts. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna know already whose anniversary is coming up, who's graduating, who has a birthday that's close to us, so on and so forth. But sometimes we do like impromptu giving. So, you know, this month we passed out gift cards to the seniors in the neighborhood, and we co-adopted a senior. Also, my nieces were here, so I took them shopping on multiple occasions, and they just got like a few things here and there. Mother's Day was in May. I feel like I donated to like mad causes in May, which I'm doing now in June as well. So May was just out of control. I do have some of the giving in here, and most of it is like little miscellaneous giving, like 23 here, 19 here, 21 here, and just a little bit. For the most part, I pretty much just have when we adopted the senior, and then like the random giving that I gave to my nieces. I don't have any of the other giving in here because it actually ended up coming from savings. But yeah, that is some of the giving that we did in May. And I mention this all the time. I don't mind to share, like, okay, I have, you know, when I'm doing the monthly budget, I have a friend whose birthday is, you know, this upcoming month, and so I'm gonna budget $150 for that. And, you know, maybe I'll try to find a gift or give a gift between, you know, 0 and $150. But like I said, that's only like best case scenario, and that's what I try to do. But like I said, if we want to randomly give, or if we forget about a graduation or a birthday or anniversary, which jog my memory, our friends have an anniversary coming up in July. But anyway, some stuff is just gonna be random giving, and so I try to account for it in the budget. Otherwise, I just take the money right out of savings, and all is right with the world. Next up, we have toiletries. We are well over budget there. Pretty much my nieces kind of like forgot a bunch of stuff, and so I had to purchase a lot of things for them. So that's why we're over in toiletries. We normally do about $50 a month for my husband and me. Next up, we have miscellaneous. We are well over budget in that category as well. I mean, I have my husband, that's another thing, my husband's car messed up, so we had to take that to the shop. And then I have a whole bunch of other like miscellaneous purchases on here. Of course, my husband's phone was stolen, so we had to replace that, so I have that amount in here. So it was just a lot going on in May. So that is how much we spent for the miscellaneous category for the month of May. We didn't spend any for travel. Yes, we went and got my nieces, and I met them halfway, met their mom halfway, but I didn't consider that to be travel. I just considered it to be gas, because all we did is we drove up and we drove back. Next up, we have business. I did fairly well in business. I like obviously paid all of my subscriptions, and then also like one thing that kind of threw me for a loop was memory cards. So again, my memory card was broken. My husband's, we lost his, so we bought two memory cards, and that's the one purchase that kind of like was out of the ordinary. Everything else is pretty ordinary. For a house, well over budget there at $683.09. I mean, I can't even tell you where all the money went. Again, the stimulus money was unbudgeted, and some of those other refunds and credits were unbudgeted too. In a perfect world, I would have taken that money and put it in a savings account so that we could apply it towards debt. However, of all of that money that we got back, I felt that it was perfectly okay to spend, to take a little bit of it and put it in the house category, or just kind of buy a few more things for the house, considering there are a lot of things that we still need for the home. I don't want to go like crazy. I still don't want to go crazy. I want to take my time for budgeting purposes and just because I'm in no rush realistically, but I did go ahead and kind of overspend in the housing category. Next up is medical. I had a medical bill. I don't know why. I went for my annual checkup with my primary care physician and they ran the labs and did everything that they normally do. However, I ended up with a bill. So I just paid the bill. It was unbudgeted. I went to the appointment in April, in fact, but that's how much the bill was. And then for gas, we ended up spending $122.25, which is more than budgeted, but honestly, I think that we severely underestimated how much like riding around and like sightseeing and all of that we would do with my nieces being here. Car insurance, we have nothing for that category because we just paid it in the month of June and we paid it for 6 months, so you won't see that again after June actually. Health insurance for my husband was $218.61 as usual. For our problem category, we spent $1,339.58 on food. I think that we severely, so first of all, I didn't know, whenever I created the budget, I didn't know my nieces were gonna be coming early. But then I feel like we definitely miscalculated how much it would cost to feed 4 adults basically, because they are almost 16 and 11 and they eat just as much as we do. So yeah, we spent $1,400 on food slash dates. With them, we didn't really go out to eat until Georgia opened back up. Like after a month and a half of Georgia opening back up, in Georgia we opened outside back up in April, but we didn't really feel comfortable with going out to eat until like later in May. So we went out to eat all together at least like 3 times. They don't eat off the kids menu. They eat and they, you know, drink juice or soda or whatever. So that's where a few hundred of those dollars went, at least like 400-ish, and then the rest was spent on, you know, what we ate. So yeah, without rambling on and on, we spent a lot of money eating out and hanging out with my nieces, and it's a very tragic number, but that's the number that it is. I can't take it back. And honestly, you know, they lived their best lives while they were here, and I did too, and so I'm okay with it. So for student loans, we didn't pay my minimum payment, of course, because that we decided to reroute that to my husband's student loan. So we did put $295.20 towards my husband's student loan, which isn't a lot, but I will link a video up here if you want to see like our plan for trying to get his student loans paid off. And like I said, that money came in, the extra money, the raises and all of that, so we kind of like were spending it kind of made sense, I guess you could say. Like we had done a lot of spending anyway before we even got, like giving rather, before we even got the raises and stuff, so it just seemed all kind of fitting to just be free in the month of May, but not as to, you know, completely blow the budget. So according to this number, we actually ended up saving $2,870.89, but I would say that we probably we saved like $1,000 and change, like a little more, and that is because whenever we're doing these rollover, so basically we have a buffer in our account, but eventually the buffer kind of like fades out. And what I mean by that is the buffer just continues to get larger and larger, if that makes any sense. So we actually ended up saving this amount, $2,870, plus the buffer that had built up, which was like $4,000. So we did pretty good for saving for the month of May. Obviously we can do better and intend to do better, and we'll have to do better in the months coming, but I'm okay with May. Like I said, I would think I would be doing a disservice if I ran and hide, as opposed to, because of embarrassment, as opposed to sharing with you guys what our real numbers were and the damage that we did do in May. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully when I get my budget planner back, I do have my new budget planner actually, so I already have that. So for sure in July, you know, I don't know if I've lost the budget planner or what, but I'll be back in a couple of weeks to share with you guys our July budget. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.